it's MNV, your host of the Traveling Talk Show, the only local program that travels all around the DC area to bring you the very best in arts and entertainment.
And we have a great episode lined up for you today. Marquette and I have been scouring the internet to find you the hottest bloggers here in DC for our DC Hot 3 list.
Yes, and it's been a lot of fun reading all of these fantastic blogs, but have you ever wondered what it takes to produce a really great blog and how you can get people coming back every day for more?
Well, wonder no more, because we found the hottest bloggers here in DC. Take a look and listen to what they had to say.
Okay, we are on K Street with K Street Kate. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. Nowhere I'd rather be.
Well, great. Well, we want to jump right into this interview.
Okay.
You are a former Miss DC.
I hate the word former. I'm Miss DC 2006. I'm allowed to say that.
You will always be Miss DC.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
What I'm going for. 2006. We can't take that away from you. You're a busy girl. You have lots of things going on. What prompted you to start a blog?
I actually started blogging when I was Miss DC, and it was originally titled The Adventures of Miss DC 2006, which was a very boring name. And then after I was Miss DC, I had to change it because I think the next Miss DC probably would have had a little bit of a problem with that. So my readers actually had a contest to see what the blog should be named, and I had a lot of articles written about me, and one of those articles was in the Washington Post, was called "We Should Rename K Street to Kate Street," because they were hearing so much about me, and so they called it From K Street to Kate Street, and it just shortened to K Street Kate because it was just so much more fun. And it's called K Street Kate. Everyone thinks I must live on K Street or work on K Street, but it's called K Street Kate because K Street is actually the most widely recognized street in the city outside of Washington, D.C. And it has everything we have to offer here in the city: restaurants and nightlife and politics and fashion and just about anything you can find
Metros
here in the city.
and buses.
Exactly. Everything you can, and parks and green space. So if you're looking for one city or one street that just really identifies the city, it's K Street.
And now, lastly, I want to ask you, you've created your own little empire, with your blog, and yours is set up a little bit different. And I talked to the viewers about what it entails on the business end, because that's a really tough end, and you're a businesswoman, so how tough is that?
Well, we hear a lot about what's going on with media, whether it's television or newspapers or magazines these days. They're all being hit hard, and they're being hit hard by new media. So I guess I'm one of those culprits, but we're all trying to figure out, how can we make it a business? Yes, people want information to come to them, but in order to get that information to them, you still need to be able to make a profit, and largely that comes from advertising. New media is learning about advertising too, and so what we try to do is emphasize local businesses. Yes, Walmart can give us tons of money, Target can give us tons of money. I'm just singling those two out. They haven't given me any money, but I would love it if somebody watching this is from Walmart or Target. But local companies, the local boutiques, the local coffee shops that really do need to reach out to a local audience can benefit from new media because, one, they're reaching, I believe, the same number of people at a very much lower cost.
All right, well, good to know. It's tough. It is tough out there, but you are phenomenal. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Well, I love what you guys are doing too.
Well, thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Oh, we had a ball getting to know Kate, and we also had fun meeting up with our #2 blogger, the Prince of Petworth. And while he may not be a real-life prince, he definitely rules the blogging scene north of Florida Avenue. Take a look.
Hey everyone, we are here with the Prince of Petworth, Mr. Dan Silverman. Thanks for joining us here.
Thanks guys for having me. This is a great spot.
All right. Well, I want to talk to you about your wonderful blog. You are coined the king of neighborhood blogs. I want to know where you came up with your concept and how it all got started.
It's interesting. It started with the Prince of Petworth, which it still is named, focusing on one neighborhood, obviously Petworth, and then I found out in the surrounding neighborhoods there's a ton going on as well. So then I just decided, why don't I apply the formula for Petworth to the rest of DC's neighborhoods?
All right, well, we like the formula. It's working, and that's kind of coming up on my second question. You've been featured in the Washington Post, Fox 5, New York Times. You've gotten a lot of recognition. You're on your 3rd year anniversary coming up. What do you think has attributed to your blog being so successful?
Wow, that's an easy question. Quite frankly, I think it's because everything that I post on the site is something that's of interest to me. I don't post anything that, I just think it's going to be controversial or that should generate interesting discussion. I'm happy when it does, but my threshold is, am I interested in this? Do I like this? And I've been very lucky that a lot of people like what I like.
All right, well, you're an interesting guy.
You know, and I'm going to go back to this king of neighborhood blogs things. I mean, this guy has been featured on the Kojo Nnamdi Show, Washingtonian, which, I mean, is national politicians are in this magazine, and the Prince of Petworth. You know, do you feel any added pressure as a blogger when you get that type of recognition?
It's interesting. I don't feel added pressure from the media coverage. It's very nice to get and I enjoy it, but I feel pressure that I put on myself. I have a lot of readers now and I don't want to let them down. So the pressure comes from, are the readers going to be enjoying the site as much as they did last year, as much as they did 6 months ago? So that's the standard I'm trying to keep.
And I mean, there's also pressure when you name yourself the Prince.
That is
royalty,
so true.
You know, royalty here. You know, there's a lot of pressure there. What about, you know, other people? They may see what you've been doing for 3 years now and the success that you've had. Do you have any advice for people who are watching on how they can get started and create a successful blog?
Yeah, I think so. Similar to one of the original questions is the fact that you just have to focus on issue areas that are truly of interest to you, that you're going to enjoy, because, you know, these things, it may look like it takes 2 minutes when you're at home, but it's actually quite time consuming. So you want to pick an issue area that's really of interest to you, and then hopefully it will be of interest to other people as well, and then you roll with what's working with the readers.
Oh, we know all too well that traveling talk show takes a lot of work, so I can't imagine having a blog and keeping it fresh every day. Thank you for joining us, Dan,
Yeah,
also
thank
known
you.
as the Prince of Petworth.
Okay, we've reached the #1 spot. We've talked to the Glamazon Diaries. Take a look at how this local fashion blogger got her start.
Well, hi, Makeda. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on the Traveling Talk Show.
Okay, well, let's jump right into the interview. Tell me, with so many fashion bloggers in DC, not to mention the world, how do you keep yours fresh and different?
Well, that's a tough question. I basically write about what I love, which is, you know, I feel like I'm unique. There's nobody like me, so I write about things that interest me in fashion and not really try to follow the trend. I think that, you know, there are fashion bloggers out there that focus on fashion events, news, that kind of thing. I think mine is, I try to focus a little bit more on DC, but, you know, to give it a little bit more flavor with, you know, world events and also a little bit of a spin on how to look good for, you know, your budget.
And now you are coming up your 2nd year anniversary with the Glamazon Diaries. Woo, yay. So what can we expect from you in the future?
Well, the Glamazon Diaries is going to be blowing up. Version 2 is coming. I can't really reveal that much. However, I can promise that the blog component is going to be about 10% of it once everything's done. And we're going to have more interactive features, an online community, you know, and videos featuring, you know, fabulous ladies like yourself and my chic in the city that I do, and we're going to keep doing that a little bit more and featuring more high-profile people, and I'm going to keep it at that.
All right, well, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for meeting with us, and we look forward to checking your blog out some more. So get online, Glamazon Diaries, check it out.
Thanks,
Of course,
Makeda.
Thank you, and thanks to Who's Where for featuring us here too.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, that's the end of this very special bloggers edition of TTS. Don't forget to log online and check out our blog at travelingtalkshow.blogspot.com.
That's right, and you can catch us on the tube at Comcast DCTV channel 95 or log on to Facebook and become a fan of the show. We'll see you again next time.
Bye.
Bye.